Hey guys, welcome back. Man, I forget what we're on. I think we're on 7. Anyway, I kind of liked what I did last time with the little time-lapse thing. You know, there's not too much I'm doing, at this point at least, that I need to talk about. So I'm just going to dig into it. I can throw on my music, give you guys a quick little time-lapse, and, you know, it's at least interesting to watch. If anything comes up, I will let you know. Let's see, what's been going on? Okay, got a ton of parts coming in. I'll kind of catch up to speed on what's happened behind the scenes. Number one, I just got back from a local locksmith. I called every freaking locksmith around here, one of them, and it was a recommendation from another one, not anything on the guy's website, that would rekey my gas cap to match my ignition. So that's being done right now. He said it's going to take a few hours. It's apparently a major pain in the ass in this particular lock because there's lots of little tiny ball bearings and stuff that he has to do in there. He said he didn't have any of the official Suzuki kits left, but he had enough spare parts because he does rebuild those that he could do it no problem. Wasn't cheap. It was $48. I imagine there's tax on that, but you know what? It's worth it. The alternative is live with 2 keys, which I'm not willing to do because that's just going to scratch the heck out of the bike again, or get a non-locking gas cap. And no thank you. I don't want that kind of liability of, you know, somebody sucking out the gas or some dumbass kid putting something in the gas tank. They do it. So that wasn't an option. Totally fine with that. I'll be happy to have nice 1 key setup. It's a Suzuki key, back to the way it should be from the factory. So very glad about that. I got rid of all the takeoff stock parts. I went back to the salvage place that I got the new bezel from, and I emailed them. I was actually talking with the owner, and I said, look, doing the project, got pretty much half the bike in parts. They're all in okay shape, some better than others. I said, I know that you need to make a good profit off of this. I'm not looking to make a profit off of this. I just do not want the hassle of dealing with shipping anything, of dealing with eBay fees and PayPal fees, or keeping the stuff around for months, maybe having them sell on Craigslist, dealing with people not showing up. Okay, it's a huge, huge time suck. I hate shipping stuff. I really do. So I unloaded the entire lot for $75. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, what are you, crazy? That's like 1 part. Well, yeah, that's 1 part if you're buying it. That's not including all the time and prep and shipping and expense and boxes and listing and, like I said, all the fees. I'm totally fine with that. I'm done. My garage and my tool room is now free of excess BS parts, and I can get going. That paid for my rekey service, and that paid for my new bezel. So, hey, totally happy with that. Ordered a ton of parts from a company called bluecollarbobbers.com. I went with them for the fenders and some other parts to, you know, complete the project. Now, there are other companies out there that make bobber parts and bobber kits even for the C50 and other bikes, but I went with Blue Collar for basically one reason, and that's the quality that at least I perceive from their parts based on their videos, based on their customer service, which appears to be truly excellent, and the photos of the products, especially installed on some finished bikes. So it really gave me confidence that I would be able to bolt these on and have it be right the first time, and that's what I'm looking for. They were more expensive than pretty much everybody else I found, especially on parts like fenders and stuff. But again, it just looked like it's going to be a perfect finished product. Their stuff had the OEM appearance to me, and that's what I was willing to pay for. So very excited to have those come in. I don't think that is shipped yet. I got a confirmation that my order went through this morning. So I would imagine it's going to be about a week before I have all those parts. Tires are probably going to be the first thing coming in. So my loose game plan for today is to get the rear wheel off and start polishing those up, because as soon as the tires come in, I can kick everything over to my tire guy, get those swapped out, and you know, those should be ready to go. And then I'm just left with the guts of the bike. The things on the top of my list: I have a new shock and coil assembly coming. That'll just swap into place. When I take that out, I'll do the swing arm maintenance and service and lube all that out, take the swing arm off, make sure everything looks good, check the bearings. I need to do a valve adjustment. May end up doing that today, not sure. We'll just see how things go. I'm not going to change the fork coil. Turns out that is not a wear item, and Suzuki basically says the only time you need to change your fork coil is if you want to change its performance by putting in a different weight. And since I don't know how it's going to perform because I'm changing the weight of the bike, I'm putting different tires on it, and the tires are going to be inflated to the proper PSI, I want to wait. Changing the fork coil later is no big deal whatsoever. It's 2 pinch bolts, taking off these caps, pulling out the springs, sucking out the oil with a suction pump, and putting in your new oil. That's it. Doesn't require any bike disassembly. So, that's a 30-minute procedure later on if I feel the need, if the dampening feels off. I don't think it will be, but we'll see. So, no big deal there. But the bottom line is, the fork oil isn't something that wears out, and you don't need to change it based on age or miles. So, that's that. Anything else I have to do to the forks? Just some cleanup and polishing. I think I'm going to put on some larger bar stands here. Haven't really made up my mind on that yet. Then it's just cleaning. I do have an HID headlight kit coming. It uses a stock mount and glass, but it's got some more parts and pieces that go inside. Plus, I'm going to have to do some rewiring for new front lights. It'll be coming from Blue Collar Bobber. So just kind of waiting on all that right now. Other than that, just some polishing and cleanup and that kind of stuff. I need to polish up all the fins on the cylinders here. They're not chrome, they're just aluminum, so they'll shine up nicely. And other than that, just a whole lot of degreasing and cleaning. So I'm going to put on some music here and we'll get to it. I guess I'm going to start with the rear wheel and figure out how to do that without taking off the exhaust, because I don't think you should need to. We'll see. Okay, obviously got the rear wheel off. Wasn't that big of a deal once I saw how it's all connected. Pretty much the same as any other shaft drive bike. Disconnect the brakes and brake linkage, slide the axle out. This uses a nut with a cotter pin, so not that big of a deal. Once it was broken loose and you take the cotter pin out, it just spun out by hand. No need to take the exhaust off at all. I'm going to add wheel bearings to my list. The front still feel good as new, and one of them on the rear is starting to get a little crunchy, so I'll go ahead and replace those. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. I think they're probably going to be like 20 bucks for the set. Let's see, what else can I do? You know, I want to start cleaning up the wheels, so let's do that. So I'm going to start with the front wheel here, and you know what? I am just winging it. Never done spokes before, never done really metal cleaning and polishing like this before. I'm going to start out with this Purple Power Citrus Cleaner. Concentrated Super Strength Auto Shop Degreaser. Figure this will get rid of the surface crud, and I'll really see what we're dealing with as far as what needs to be polished. I've got this Powerball Mini that goes in cordless drill, and then the metal polish, which will be good for the aluminum and the chrome. I have no idea how much work it's going to take, but I am going to stay away from the bearings here, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so that basically took off surface grime from the chrome. Really nothing caked on other than the, you know, the oxidation to the aluminum, and I've got black oxidation in the chrome here, like in the corners. It's probably a combination of brake dust and oxidation, but it's on both sides. So, time to hit up the polisher and see what that does for us. Okay, new game plan. The ball cleaner works fantastically on the chrome, on the flat surfaces here. So I'll be able to do the rims lickety split, probably even get in between here. But not only did it not do a thing to the spokes, I can't even do anything by hand. Now the problem is, I have never seen these new. I don't know how shiny these spokes are supposed to be. If they're supposed to glitter like chrome, or if they're just supposed to be, you know, just silver metal, not really mirror-like reflective. I've been concentrating on this one here just to kind of see, and I do see some glints of polish. It feels smooth, but it still has those black marks here in spots, and up here it's rough. So that polish did make a difference to the way it feels. It feels like glass here, and then rough up here where I didn't get, and rough here on the sides. But it's, you know, it's still not clean looking, so I'm thinking I need a Dremel. I'm not sure what kind of bit. Not sure if there's something that can work with this polish, or if there's just some kind of buffing wheel on it that could just, you know, zip it clean. I don't know. But I do know I don't have a tool right now to really get in here at all. With the cloth, I can get it, you know, on one side, but I can't get it on the underside. It takes quite a bit of pressure, and I can't fit my fingers in all the nooks and crannies here to get the other side. If I had a Dremel, I could kind of stick it in there and let it do the work. So I think it's worth investing in a Dremel. Kind of always wanted one. There's been projects here and there where I could have used one, so can't be more than like $100. So I'm gonna run over to Home Depot. That big glob you saw me took off, somebody added a big old chunk of lead and then added sticky weights. So that means this was really out of balance whenever somebody balanced it. At that point, you just turn the tire, you know, get it to a better spot, because it probably doesn't get any worse than that. Anyway, I'm gonna head over to Home Depot and see what they have. Okay, back from the store. Oh, this might be all I get done today. I've been running around, driving around, store to store to store. Picked up my gas cap. Let me show you that real quick. It was kind of expensive, but worth it in my opinion. So now, this is the ignition key that came with the replacement ignition that some previous owner put in. Again, I think it was because of the rash problems that they had several years ago. That was very common, at least reading on the forums. So now, it works for my gas cap too. And now I can get rid of this key, which is 100% useless. No longer have any locks that fit it. So goodbye key that scratches my bike. Boom, there we go. Now, got back from Home Depot. Got some goodies. First, I got a set of punches. And that's so I can drive the wheel bearings out. This was the longest set they had. I hope it's going to be long enough. I think it'll be just enough. You know what? I have to see if that rear wheel, no, it's about the same. Should be just long enough to get in there, and you basically stick the punch down the center to reach the other side bearing, and you just have to snag the end of it and drive it out, and then you can flip it over, and the other one drives out easy. You could even use a socket extension, but the first one's kind of tricky. It was only $9 for the set. They're handy to have for other stuff, so even if I have to go back and get a longer one, I'll probably have to try Lowe's, because like I said, this is all they had at Home Depot. But I can get the bearings out there. These are good. These are the front. I'm not doing anything with those. They feel smooth as glass. There's no reason to replace them just from age. When they go bad, they go bad. Every time you change your tire, feel them out, give them a spin. Got a deal on a Dremel 3000 kit. Had these on sale, 10 bucks off. Got it for 59 bucks. So let's take a look and see what's in here. I made sure that on the back it shows you all the accessories it comes with, and it comes with all the basic stuff. And there are some here that they show in yellow for cleaning and polishing. And looks like I get 4 different pads and some polishing compound or something, and a little tiny wheel, and looks like some kind of cone thing. So first time using any of this stuff, so I'll kind of be winging it here too. Let's see what we get in the kit. All in all, it's not a bad deal. I was expecting a lot more. Of course, they have the more professional models. They start at 100. They had one for 140 something. I don't need any of that. This isn't the cheapest one either. This is smack dab in the middle, and it came with all the accessories, so that was the best deal to me. So we got our instructions, and I will have to read those. I've used them before, but just for very specific things. Never actually had one. And then here's the little accessory kit they give you. Don't need that. And the wife's home. Looks like I might have to move the camera. We'll see. Nope, she can squeeze by. Here's our pads. These are probably what I'm going to be using here for cleaning and polishing. They give you some compound. And then I also got another accessory kit that they had on sale, 30 bucks. And this gives me a whole bunch more, so when I burn through what came in that kit, I got zip ties to cut off here. But you can see it comes with twice as much of everything and some cut-off wheels, so that wasn't bad. Got everything for 103 bucks, so let's figure out how to do it. Well, you guys tell me, do you see any difference? Done these 4 spokes. Here's the problem. I looked it up. I thought these were aluminum. They're stainless steel. That explains why these things weigh a freaking ton. But they're butter smooth. I mean, they are smooth as glass, but I still see all these black spots, and it's like the finish, the coating, whatever is on the outside of this steel is pitted. I mean, there's nothing left to smooth out. There's nothing left to polish. It's not a dull finish. It's nice and polished, but it's the finish itself just isn't mirror smooth or mirror, finished. It's got these, I don't know if it's oxidation or, burned in road grime. I have no idea. But wherever I've hit it, I'm using these soft polishing discs, foam blocks basically with the metal polishing compound, and it's working. I mean, it comes up black and it is polishing it. It works great on the chrome and everything in between here. This is, squeaky clean mirror finish. That's working great. But, man, there's no way these are going to come back to a mirror finish if that's the way they started. They're just too far gone. There's nothing else I can take off to make them look good. So I guess I'm just going to go around and, hit each front real quick with the Dremel just to get it looking as good as possible and not worry about it. That's all I can do. I mean, the only other thing is to delace the wheel and chemically treat them. That's not worth the money. It looks good enough, It's not a show bike. The rest of the bike isn't perfect. I just want to get it as good as I can. And it looks like that's going to be as good as I can. So, I'll keep going here, and I'm not going to spend a super long time on each spoke now that I know that's as good as it's going to get. It should take me 2-3 minutes a spoke. There's a lot of freaking spokes, so I'm probably just going to get through this one wheel today and do the other one tomorrow. Here we go. Woohoo! Well, that's a first. I was working at this about a half an hour and just noticed that the battery went dead in the GoPro. Been working a while. I got a client rolling up right now into the driveway with some emergency computer help. Anyway, I got this side done. It's as good as it's going to get. And I'll do the other side tomorrow. Question of the day, guys. What do you prefer? Aluminum or spoke wheels? See ya. How's it going?